Hello everyone and welcome to the final, only slightly late video of content week with OMG, it's daddy.
I like that echo effect that you put in. You put that in post, or?
Yeah, definitely in post. That's
nice.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me back.
Real skilled editor. When was the last time I had you on a video? I think it would have been that mock game series. That's not the right wording. But
the Screamtail one.
Yeah, the Screamtail one indeed.
I think we did like 2 videos in a week, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, because that was right after the anime episode where we went through our kill leader predictions.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
Speaking of kill leader predictions, I remember hearing you profane our incredible series out of, what was it, over 100 kills, or over 300 kills with 300 with Garchomp's face, and VBL-S the anime episode, also known as Chichi Sara Chichi ha Sareruman to Omoto ga Shunshoku ha Yabushiki Iskai Fugei do Aru.
Right, that was the one. I was gonna say it before you did.
Yeah. Chichi Sara. But here we're ready to get physical. Sorry, I watched I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse on Thursday with some friends, and then tonight I watched it with my dad. It's a really good movie.
Is that the one with where like all the Spider-Mans from the different movies come back?
Yes. Well,
okay.
no,
Yeah,
sorry.
Very good.
Yes, but it's a different one to, I think, the one that you're mentioning.
I think the one I'm talking about is with like Tobey Maguire, right?
He's in both of these movies.
All right.
This is the one that's mostly cartoon, but it does also still have the other Spider-Man involved.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one yet. I heard it was good though.
It is really good, in case you couldn't tell by me watching it twice in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot remember the last time I did that with a movie.
I'm gonna have to check it out. But first, we're gonna have to check out our first player here.
But yeah, obviously that was I made this. Well, not obviously, but I made the Spider-Man meme before then. But yes, Olivia Newton-John, very powerful. So our first coach, and this is in draft order, I think. Is it? No, it's not in draft order. I don't remember what decided the order.
It's in some kind of order.
Oh, it alternates. It's draft order, except it alternates which whatever they're called.
Division.
Which division they're in.
Okay.
Or it might just be draft order. No, I think it's just draft order. Camo, first picking Chiyu is correct. No, I think I'm just going crazy. But either way,
first we have Camo Dude.
Camo Dude of the Pittsburgh Piplups? I think it's Pittsburgh Piplups.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So the incredible play, which admittedly was replicated a few times this season, of my opponent has led a team that doesn't really have a reliable check to Primeape, so I will critical hit the Primeape and get Anger Point off.
Yeah, this is like how could you have Camo in this video and not put Primeape and Meowscarada in there? And this was, I think, the first game, so like Meowscarada's the one that gets burned. Like, whoa, what a mistake that was in hindsight, right?
Definitely wound up being a bit on the sad side. I feel like that extra chip could have maybe put Tauros in range, but definitely did not wind up doing it. Okay, wait, this guy got 1 KO.
Mm-hmm.
So for context, Primeape is the league's kill leader. It got so many KOs.
You know, it kind of makes sense because it's like you try to do those anger point strategies with Tauros, but it's just not bulky enough. So if you have a mon with Eviolite,
right? But it died in this free play.
It did, but I think it's because he pollen puffed the wrong target. He should have just kept pollen puffing.
Probably
Primeape.
Should have. Was the Tauros faster than the Oh, the Tauros was faster than the Meowscarada. That's weird. Why was the Tauros faster than Meowscarada?
It is weird. Maybe you put it in bulk instead for some reason, but you'd probably want speed, right?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't expect that much bulk. I didn't notice it the previous time, but yeah, that's a Because the Tauros isn't Scarf, it's Mirror Herb.
Right.
So the Meowscarada must be like just faster than Primeape. Because I was thinking, oh, well the Pollen Puff couldn't have gone because it was at 100%, it just got hit by the CC plus the Psychic, but it would have gone after the CC, which is definitely a bit on the weird side. Ultimately, the game wound up getting cleared out because removing Drifblim was pretty important for stopping Dondozo, which I think we saw based on the damage from the very heavily boosted Tauros was unaware for getting burnt, which did ultimately wind up winning them the game. But even if this is probably the least successful, we saw the Primeape Meowscarada lead be.
Yeah, it's like you could just pick any random replay and pull.
Yeah, and it probably got like 6 KOs.
Yeah.
So Pancake Mix. Here's the Pancake Mix and the Queen's Majesty pulling off. Absolutely, it certainly was a game win. You know, on a scale of winning to losing games, it did win the game. So they went here for just like, okay, my opponent's Pokemon are scary if they get to click moves, so I will go for Encore to stop the clicking moves and Thunderwave Paralysis to also stop them clicking moves. And it turns out,
if your opponent can't play, they can't win, right?
You know what? It's definitely the theory that that I feel like Queen's Majesty was operating off of. The 2-hit pin missile were also heartbreaking. But, you know, doing reasonably well to still out Trick Room. And I feel like we've been seeing Tauros have, like, just be the fastest Pokemon in basically every situation. And, you know, the really defensive, like, you know, would they... But in stopping Iron Hands from being able to utilize Trick Room effectively, absolutely did just get into the position to win the game, which is crazy strong. And yeah, not really giving Iron Hands a great opportunity to get back in just meant that we were just seeing more and more of Annihilate sitting there, soaking up hits and being able to progress the game state, which definitely wound up working out pretty well.
Not a lot of really heavy hitters on the other side other than Iron Hands, who got locked into Fake Out early, so that's pretty helpful.
Yeah, like Mimikyu's not weak by any means, but with the paralysis, it
also
was
not strong
not getting too many hits off. Both of its stabs are super effective into Annihilate, to be fair.
True. Yeah.
And we saw the Tauros do good damage. It's just Annihilate's got fairly good physical defense, and like the second that the Guja dropped to -2, it was like, okay, well that's a bit scary. And then when they Pollen Puffed into the Annihilate, it was kind of done.
Yeah.
So definitely, Encore basically made Iron Hands stop playing the game, which was very impactful. I think it was covering for a sleep powder into Mimikyu. Must have been the thought process. But the Thunder Wave combined with the Encore definitely got a lot of extra turns out of the game, which brought them in a very tough matchup to a much stronger position. Next we have J-Ball and the Majorca Mobiles.
Yeah, before we move on, I hope Pancake Mix comes back next season. I think he's a really smart builder and had some pretty cool teams that he brought this season.
Yeah.
If you wanna, this could be the turnaround.
For sure. If you want to see more about the Pancake Mix, I did make a hour and a half long video just talking to him.
Click the link in the description below. I haven't watched that one yet.
It's quite an enjoyable video. I thought I had a really good time. I thought they were a great coach to have a chance to pick the brain off. To be fair, the same would also be true for Jay. there's so many coaches and so little time.
Yeah, true.
Working full time is painful, especially on like the other side of the world to a lot of the people you want to collaborate with. So, Jay and Samax, a very terrifying coach to be up against as Jay. And sorry, actually, let me just refresh myself. Oh. Okay. I think we saw like a relatively awkward early game for Jay, where Sam got pretty good predictions in and wound up getting to remove... Oh no, the Metacham sets a Trick Room? Nope, it clicks Bulk Up. Okay, interesting. Guess the Icy Wind miss was not great. So we said the Terra Electric come out. We see it go down. Ah yes, the powerful 3% Corviknight.
Corviknight is so good.
Does it roost? No, it doesn't roost. It goes for the body press here. Hatterene comes out, right? No, Straptor comes out, okay. And it U-turns into Hatterene. the Roaring Moon roosts, we see a body press come out, but then I think we just see Hatterene sweep, right?
I believe so.
Because they just spam Intimidate, which really hurt the ability to get good damage out. Hatterene's getting the fire type to be able to remove Bronzong. Very obviously helpful that it was not heat proof. But being able to position to where you're like, okay, I'm in a position where, combined with the fact that I have two decently healthy Mons, it's very unlikely that my opponent is going to be able to clear. They have to hard predict this Terror, or like have the Ockerberry, or no, these seen leftovers, so they have to be the heat proof to be able to even take that hit with their one slot. And then they're relying on a crit to get through it with Roaring Moon. And even we wound up seeing that a single crit was not, at best, was a roll to KO Hatterene. So a lot of playing into the position of identifying, okay, this is how I can lock up a win condition where there are relatively few things. Was this in game 1? It's game 1 as well, yeah. So working off of somewhat limited information compared to subsequent games to be able to wrap up the game there, or know that you won't be able to wrap up that game heading into game 2.
Yeah, really good positioning there and strong use of the Hatterene outside of Trick Room, which Jay used a lot this season.
Yeah, I mean, the Specs Hatterene against me, for sure. And I think there were definitely a lot of very offensively minded Hatterenes. I think this one might have also been Specs.
And that Corviknight just able to hang around on 1 HP is pretty sweet. That's a good Pokemon.
Yeah, for sure. Corviknight is an absolute menace. Even with the bulk up variant, when it wound up revealing body press, obviously not as quick to scale in damage as Iron Defense is, but keeping in mind that they're running into a team with a strong Ghost type, so presumably we see a Drill Peck or Brave Bird in that other slot. Unsure whether it's Roost or Leftovers, but they made the decision not to go for the Roost if they did have it, and it wound up being able to put that Bronzong in range of the Hatterene, I assume. Yeah. I honestly have no idea what the damage calc is like, because we didn't see too much from Bronzong in terms of how much investment it might have. But able to clean up the game there, recognize that you're in that safe position, unless you reveal the heat proof, and then worst comes to worst, you know that the heat proof for next game. And I think keeping the offense, maybe not the right word, keeping the offensive momentum up with the Staraptor, where it's able to both decrease the damage output from that Bronzong, which wound up being at like -2, as well as the Roaring Moon winding up at -2, and then also still being able to threaten unless they were committing attacks into that slot, stopping that slot from being passive, making your opponent constantly respect that slot, was, I think, very impactful to pressuring Sam into a position where Sam didn't have good options to win.
Yeah, agreed. Great switches.
All right, now on to purple, right?
My pick for the championship this season.
Okay, I get it. You think that I'm a loser, that I'm terrible, that I have no ability to play the game, and I would agree. But that's I'm hyping you up for when we get to mine later on.
Okay.
When I say you, I don't mean you specifically, I mean the audience more so, but yeah.
Right.
Speaking of Samax, here we see Purple Rain coming out. Yes, the innovative Drifblim. Oh, immediate acrobatics, and that was picking up without the Intimidate.
Yeah.
But obviously Declan covers for the Sash there, and the physical Drifblim gives like the decent ability. Oh, the 30% damage to at -1 to the Roaring Moon. You really are reminded how low Roaring Moon's base Fizz Def is compared to its special defense. Oh, the hard switching Donphan in on the Terror Blast. That is a good play. Oh, the Trick Room! Oh.
Yeah, Drifblim living again on 1 HP, setting Trick Room for Donphan, and then Donphan just explodes.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how much of that defense wound up paying off. So that special defense boost wound up paying off because it got slammed in the face with Snarl. How many times? I mean, having seen, I believe that was the Assault Vest on Arcanine, so that you knew it couldn't protect. I also think that, to memory, there was a lot of mind games here about when the Bronzong was clicking Trick Room against when the Drifblim was clicking Trick Room, and having the right turns on that was also very impactful. So definitely a very well played, well executed game. Yeah, we see them going for the Imprison in this turn, hoping to... I think the plan there is to hopefully get Bronzong to blunder an extra Trick Room power point. But even without that, still being able to get into this position where... Oh, and there we go. The Jarable's fine, but you're just not at a sufficient HP level to be able to deal with the remaining few Pokemon, right? Or did this win? I don't remember.
No, Purple won this one. Yeah.
It's like... I think I've put a game or two where the good play didn't necessarily win, but it brought them out of a really terrible position, even if they couldn't come all the way out. But
yeah, the Drifblim and the Donphan, that's where it felt like
brought the really... Donphan in on the perfect turn.
Yep.
Got the speed drop with the room service. Being with that super fast Pokemon that is slightly thinking and be like, okay, well, I could make this risk. I could, but instead getting that exact correct execution off, making a read which was not an impossible read, but was a pretty strong one. Definitely wound up paying off for a really clean game from what seems like a really rough matchup. Now we see Ferrat Bank and the good old thumbnail one with the Proud Palaphants. Also, Purple Rain was the Baltimore Buzzwolves. I forgot to mention that. This isn't the right this isn't the replay. I have the wrong replay.
This is the wrong game.
This link is the wrong link?
No,
the link's the right link. I just don't have it open.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, like I had I think I just missed one of the links, or maybe I opened one of the other links twice. Okay, here we go. So here's Ferrat. And I think we saw a lot of Ferrat taking advantage of Zoroark quite effectively. We see the Zoroark on lead, the opponent playing around the Iron Hands, switching in the Gyarados for the Intimidate to cover some just absolute nonsense, I think. And then just making sure every turn to execute that offensive game plan. We see the Tauros just not letting up, and in applying a good amount of offensive pressure. I forgot we saw the Driftball. And you really do have to make risks and sacrifices on different turns. Bring that Rotom out, which was the Rotom Zoroark, and then Appleton, blundering into the Rotom Wash. Well, not necessarily blunder, but like getting progress on the Rotom Wash, but at the cost of the Skeleturge, which was, I think, at that point, pretty reliable to win the game. Was such a big tempo shift that I think that you wound up having this Appleton where it was, it was pretty well boosted. It had good damage output, but it was very unlikely to take down the last two Pokemon in and of itself. Even with the funny Rapid Boost. Actually, it might have won, I don't remember.
Being two of the same Pokemon on the field almost every week from Ferrat, it seemed like, was just amazing.
Yeah. It was quite funny.
I mean, in all the seasons of VBL-S, there have not been a lot of Zoroark games. And
yeah,
I feel like there's probably been
more
more
difficult
this season.
Pokemon to execute well, but Ferrat really came with a team which was capable of taking advantage of it. For one thing, having
a few
team,
times this season.
Yeah, having a team that Zoroark could switch out very well with was really good. Pokemon like Amogus in the back, Pokemon who have very comprehensive defensive profiles like Iron Hands or Mimikyu or Rotom Wash. And to a lesser extent Tauros, though, obviously you don't want to pretend to be Tauros because they'll know you're not. And Amogus rewarding you for switching with Regenerator, or punishing someone for mistakenly guessing Zoroark and going for a fighting move and getting effects for it. It was just a really well-built composition that enabled Zoroark very well. Especially because Iron Hands is it's a Pokemon that commands so much respect. And that cleaned out a really brutal series where both of them had taken a game off each other with a really clean endgame, even if I think it did. It kind of came down to needing to get one crit from either of the slots into Appleton, or a poison. Yeah,
it was a really fun set to watch.
Oh, it was a crazy set. So, that was a good old Ferrat. Now we have the Sam of the Axe. I believe named after the character from the what's the American channel called?
You talking about Mad Max?
No, Burn Notice. On the USA
never seen
network,
it.
was that the one? I know it's got like, it was one of a number of shows that, like, I think it was like started kind of like a season of, not a season, like that channel then started making a lot of those similar shows where there's like drama shows inside a context, and it was like the spy one. It's good. It's how am I forgetting his name? It's the guy who plays Ash Williams, Bruce Campbell. He's got a standalone movie. It's quite good.
Okay.
Thank
you for it.
Oh yeah, this Link game is quite entertaining. Sorry. I don't know why I didn't bring that up in a video with Samax. But Samax is New York Ninetales. I think this is the first time I've seen Boom. The Spore. Feels like, you know, the team is like, okay, an annoying turn one, but when you like call the grass thing, the Terra Grass like Spore into the wrong slot, though obviously removing Murkrow's ability to Snarl is pretty good. It was honestly just funny seeing seeing the Whisk go out into Garganacl and then, you know, not really be punished. Screech and Salt Cure offensively was very strong.
Yeah, I think the Terra Grass Arcanine is good too, because it like then you don't have to use safety goggles. It does other things for your team too, you know.
Yeah. It was interesting because Sam was punished by a lot of mechanical interactions that were not in Sam's favor, and seeing Sam play his way out of that tough position was definitely very impressive.
Yeah, and here we finally get to see Metacham do something too, which is part of the reason why I picked this replay.
I mean, Metacham is a Pokemon.
It is a Pokemon, that is true.
Is it true, actually? I'm starting to think that it might not be.
Well, this replay might change your mind.
Honestly, I don't remember this game. There's just so many games that I think I sometimes miss them when a bunch of games have come out on the same day, and I will like wind up missing one or the other. Ooh, that beautiful Strength Sap, living even with the Screech down, to be able to recover back that much. Very strong. Seeing a lot of defensive play from both of our players here. And, you know, Arcanine just staying in the game from turn one.
Yeah,
okay.
Slowly getting chipped down. The Murkrow is strong.
The Murkrow living and then dying to sand is quite funny. Murkrow is a very difficult Pokemon to contend with if played like as aggressively as we see Sam playing it. Oh gosh, I'm giving so much recovery to the opposing Garganacl as well with grassy terrain. But I guess seeing it get chipped by sand is also funny. And the Breloom's still in the back as well at 1%. Oh man, this game's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the turn counter going up and up. Like,
it's turn 17 is the good play. Sorry, we haven't seen any good plays yet. Oh, the Sand Tomb! I forgot. Oh, dude, the Sand Tomb. We are happy to see the Sand Tomb. You know, people like myself are strong Sand Tomb enjoyers. Okay. No, we're still not. We still haven't seen the good play yet. One day, I believe, we'll get to the good play.
I think Sam just had good prep here into Bohm's extremely stall-based team.
The Covert Cloak on Arbalivet, right?
Yeah.
Very impactful. And then even when Bohm is, to be honest, playing out of his mind, has very strong prep and very strong execution. The difference in prep just winds up being enough to get completely through the game.
Yeah, kind of one of the problems with Bohm's team this season is just he doesn't deal enough damage.
So, like, I don't know. Obviously, Bohm kicked my ass, so I don't know that I can say that. But I think Bohm's team was capable of dealing damage. It just, Bohm often didn't bring the sets that did, right? Because if you look at a lot of these Pokemon are not particularly weak, right? Like, Breloom is a very strong Pokemon. Screamtail, as you showed in our last video together, is a very strong Pokemon.
Yeah.
And, you know, Murkrow is very good at enabling Pokemon offensively with Fake Tears and Screech.
true.
And we definitely saw, like, you know, Gengar go down entirely due to that. We saw Arboliva nearly get completely eliminated due to Screech, like it lived on 3%. We saw Arcanine take so much extra damage from as a result of Screech. And it was really just Sam's good defensive play to punish a lot of that stat reduction based influence, as well as the secondary effects with the Covert Cloak on the Arboliva. You know, identifying, you know, at what time I can sack Arcanine, you know, not placing undue value on being able to cycle Intimidate, as some may have if they are not identifying that they're already in that strong position. They were like, okay, once the Wisp is gone into Hippo, the most important thing is about not letting Breloom get an extra Spore off. So Arcanine just stayed in, constantly pressuring Breloom out of being able to come in. I don't know if that was necessarily what Sam was thinking, but it's definitely what the play tends to read to me.
Yeah. The Terragrass Arcanine, just the Arcanine overall was absolutely huge. I just want to say before we move on, Sam, you're still really bad. All right.
Sam, terrible player. No, I've committed to just trash talking you and BB this season.
Yeah, why does everybody pick on me? Is it because I'm the oldest?
Oh, no, I'm picking on you and BRAF because you're the people who are here to defend themselves.
Oh, yeah, sure. I only like to pick on people when they're not around.
Yeah, I've noticed. Also, when you're talking to Sam and also picking on him. But, you know, sure, that too. You just like to talk down to, like, high school kids.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's why I picked my profession, you know.
Are you a teacher?
Yeah, so I can just be mean to kids all day.
That figures. You know, I should have realized it. I think you've actually mentioned it previously, and I think we talked about it in a video before.
Ooh, our next one is the
this game is a game. This game is definitely a game that you would pick. I was heartbroken not to see Soundproof on Snova.
Yeah.
I wanted to see the Soundproof Snova. Dude, the sunny day, the photosynthesis, you know, Blizzard, it doesn't even get the freeze. And we see the Mokro die. It's just like our video together. And then we immediately see it run away from Lucario. No, not the Mach Punch.
You know, just based on this Screamtail set, you can guess who had a little hand in the
Brave
in prep here.
Oh, you gave Bohm the advice.
Yeah, I did. I remember talking.
Were you also helping prep Brom against me, or am I just bad?
I don't know. We kind of like it, and when I say help, I mean I literally suggested like Sunny Day and Screamtail.
Dude, the snow.
So I'm not trying to like take credit for this or anything, but we kind of just exchange messages here and there, like, hey, what do you think about this?
You know. So what you're saying is Bohm is secretly the only reason that you've won any of your games this season.
Yes. Not so secretly anymore.
So the Grove City Gigaliths as well. I didn't mention because I think we're on tangent down. The Boomburst Screamtail. How have I not been able to get a Boomburst game off when I drafted the 2 Boomburst Pokemon, and yet Bohm has done it?
That's a good question. Why haven't you?
I brought it one game and then he just died. I got throat chopped.
Oh yeah, you can't blame him for that.
I got throat chopped. It was heartbreaking.
It is.
I clicked Overdrive plenty though. Overdrive has been a very effective move, but not Boomburst. They only tech for Boomburst. Kodamaru.
I think.
Oh, this game.
Oh, I need to watch through this one because I did not. I saw it like, you know,
live,
a long time ago.
And probably the video as well.
Yeah, whenever it happened.
Dude, this game. There's so many this games. If I had like done, so I didn't explain that in this video, but we each watched through one of the divisions, conferences.
Yes, divisions. Yeah.
Yeah, the divisions. You did the WoW division, and I did the Chien division. Yeah, Chien division. And this game, we saw the the Belly Bolt with charge and +2 special attack, just going absolutely mental, like, and then it comes back to full, and the Belly Bolt clicks Parabolic Charge, and it was already at full, so it mostly just, you know, slightly wounded its partner Pokemon, and it procced a Citrus Berry. The Gigaton Hammer.
Yeah, that Wo-Chen just...
But all it does is give charge.
The Wo-Chen was just perfect. Like, the way that
through
it's supported
screens
in
as well, right?
here.
I love the fact that it was through screens.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we see the belly bolt popping off and killing everything, obviously. But, like, the Wo-Chen is super cool with the Trailblaze, so it goes a little faster, the Pollen Puff to keep it alive.
Yeah,
like,
the greater degree of
really
consistency afforded to the belly bolt by having that faster Pollen Puff was very impactful against the like Indeedee Armarouge bit. And
this was a really cool set. Kodamarin's video was really fun to watch too because he was so excited about it.
Dude,
you know,
Colby,
I could like feel the excitement.
Colby is so good at marking out when cool stuff happens.
Yeah,
makes it very entertaining. And that's the Boca Raton belly bolts. So we get to see the belly bolt and the Wo-Chien. The Wo-Chien was, I think, the least used. No, second least used. Least used of the first picks. I know Wo-Chien, and Iron Moth were the three that we used the least. I am not sure. I think that actually this Wo-Chien was used slightly more than Poppins and then Goose's Iron Moth. But still a lot less than most other first picks. So seeing it pop off is very cool.
Yeah.
Richweave.
This is Bohm's friend, right?
Yeah, I think this isn't.
I think so.
This isn't Weave's first season by any means, but yes, the Weave and.
I think it is his first season. Ever.
At the very least, he was in VBL-N. I swear. Am I going insane?
I think you are, but that could be. You could still be right about this. Ooh, Terrifying Lightning Rod. That's kind of nice.
Terrifying Lightning Rod. You can't be spoiling this much. I haven't clicked the game yet. I've been like having a panic attack about whether Richweave is secretly like. I'm playing Richweave round 1 of playoffs, so. You know, I might as well concede now.
Oh, so you're gonna lose to the brand new player? Are you worried about it? I guess.
Are they brand new?
Yeah, I think so. Unless I'm confusing. Well, either way, because Sukaba has a friend that joined. That's Dua Lipa, though, right?
The levitating Dua Lipas, yes. I didn't know that was Sukaba's friend, to be honest. I think I saw her mentioned.
I think so.
I
could be wrong about. I could be wrong about everything I'm saying.
Death Dragon is levitating logic defying Lard. He's the Joseph Jokestar.
Yes, I think that's Sukaba's friend.
It does sound like Sukaba, like the friend Sukaba would have would be a JoJo consumist.
I could be wrong about everything. You're gonna have to cut this in post, okay?
Yep, definitely. I'm well known for my post editing. So we see the incredible Raichu Iron Valiant lead. This is it doesn't say on the screen what turn it is. I don't tend to actually pick that bit. So we see the very powerful special attack boost come out. We see Hax as the Iron Valiant is not paralyzed, but the Protect does burn both of these guys' moves. Lumina Crash, calling in the Mousehold switch, definitely not trying to hit the Pokemon that was already in. Living the +1 boosted Lightning Rod thing, and then for some reason the Raichu just kind of not killing Espathra. What? Well, Haxorus is paralyzed now. Not paralyzed enough. Certainly was a very good, very strong play. The switching Sandy Shocks into Haxorus wound up paying off dividends as Espathra. I think I've said this, I'm not sure if I've said it on video, but Espathra this season seemed to live every hit either on 80% or on 10%.
Yeah, and you said that the Raichu should have targeted down the Espathra, but he also could have been reading into a Protect, right?
That is true. Feel like maybe Protect could have come out from Mousehold, though I don't think we saw it this set. This was a game 3 as well, so it may well be.
Yeah, we didn't see the Mousehold do anything in this game.
Well, you know, it took a Lumina Crash. You know,
it did die. Yeah.
If it was Covert Cloak, it would have lived both. Or Clear Amulet, now I think of it. That's what the new items are for, just being a tech to Espathra.
So if this is Richweave's first season, which I'm pretty sure it is, it was a very, very good season.
Very strong
against
season.
Great players.
Well, not in playoffs. Because it's playing me. It's not very good.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. And this video was also against Richweave's
Richweave's team is the Anchorage Alakazams. Had a very strong comeback season as well. Sukaba. Yeah. Speaking of bad players, here's one who is very good. Speaking of Richweave, here's a game against Richweave. One of the few games with Lilligant.
Yeah, Sukaba had that kind of rough first season in the VBL-S and then just decided, all right, I'm done playing games. That was like season 3, maybe?
That's crazy.
Was it BDSP?
My first season was BDSP. I don't remember Sukaba having a particularly rough season.
It wasn't that bad. It started out really bad, and then he actually almost made playoffs at the end, I think.
I think I barely
he lost his first 4
playoffs.
And then won his next 3.
I barely eked playoffs in BDSP. I probably knocked Sukaba out of playoffs by accident, you know.
Did you knock me out of playoffs? No, Poppin did. Me and Poppin had that crazy set with the...
Oh, I didn't mean in playoffs. I meant in the sense of made playoffs.
Oh, like out to not make it,
yeah. Knocked down playoffs contention, maybe. I think I lost round 1 of playoffs, though I might have made round 2. My team was really fun back then, though. Like, I had a team which was very capable of, like, switching and not, like, losing the game because you switch and then the switch in Pokemon dies. And it was really fun. I rewatched my game against Jordan, in which we both hacked each other like crazy. But it was so much fun. Just seeing my team just switch in, switch out, switch in, switch out, switch in, switch out.
Yeah, we had a couple seasons with like the weird formats. I really enjoyed all those seasons.
Oh, I thought BDSP was a good format.
I think so too.
Anyway, so we just so yes, Sukaba, Grandma's Toka kisses.
Yeah.
Funny Mismagius. The feint, like hard reading into that feint Volt Switch play. The Shadow Ball doing literally nothing to Gallade, but then putting it in range of the next one. And then Okoing Espathra. For example, one of the times the Espathra just took 100. Like, the damage rolls on Espathra are always just absolutely mind-boggling in this thing. I remember every game that I watched, it was in the other section, because I didn't do this. No, I did do this section. What am I talking about? I think I did both of them. I think I did both the Espathras. Every time we just saw Espathra do more and more like insane feats of living and doing damage.
Yeah. And I think Sukaba built this team really well around Great Tusk.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Great Tusk did great work in this game. Knockoff was consistent enough to put Torkoal in range. If this is loaded dice Baxcalibur, then that made it a 100% chance to KO. Otherwise, it was a roll to not get. I think it was very unlikely that Baxcalibur got picked up by Torkoal, and there's no way Talonflame would have either. But it definitely played in a way which gave the team a lot of consistency. That Bax is slower than Great Tusk, which means it is certainly not max speed, so it's probably quite bulky.
Yeah.
So
Bax is a mon that kind of gets slept on sometimes, I think, in our league specifically. Like, I just picked it up a couple weeks ago.
Oh, no, I think Bax is very, very good.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for it, even though I am absolutely terrible at using it, because I'm not good at using Pokemon that are weak to Fairy or Pokemon that are weak to Fighting, and unfortunately it's weak to both.
Yeah.
Which very few Pokemon are, except for Dark types. That's why I have a Sableye. Okay. Oh yeah, Death Dragon.
Death Dragon.
This game was fun. This game was fun.
Game was fun.
Jay brought the absolute nutso set.
So one of the things that I felt like was a little rough about Void's team this season is that it relied so heavily on Snover. Like, I feel like Snover came...
Yeah, Snover definitely came to several games, which didn't necessarily seem the greatest. Dude, the Oricorio, getting the funny Aqua Step up, getting faster, we love to see it. The Revelation Dance doing pretty good damage as the Fire type actually clicks the electric move just to bamboozle everyone. We see the CC go into like the well-picked Tinglu, but they dodge Ruination, so it's fine. Earthquake, honestly forgot that was going to hit Oricorio.
Yeah, also the Ruination and the Overheat missing probably cost Jay the game.
Well, the important thing is that also the Aqua Step didn't go into Protect, which definitely could have. Did it cost Jay the game? I thought Jay won.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I picked one that Void won, but we're gonna find out together.
Jay definitely won. Jay had 3 Pokemon left. But it was fun seeing Aquastep Oracle.
Reverb does not win this one, yeah.
It's like, I think our protagonist is unfortunately not making out this one. But, you know, good plays don't always equate to winning games. Sometimes your opponent brings good prep and executes it sufficiently well.
Oh, that's why I picked it. Yeah, I picked this one because the dancer combination was nice, right? It's cool. It's something different that we don't see every day.
Pretty. We like it.
So next season, I would recommend maybe relying less on those very low tiers. Like if you want to have weather, then make sure you prioritize that a little bit earlier.
Like I didn't have any problem with Snover. Snover does make Iron Bundle cool, like, and more strong and offensive, but then I don't know that they necessarily built and played around it. Like, I think the best time I saw them use it, they would not have succeeded. I mean, obviously they wound up accidentally hydro pumping themselves, but if I had just played my prep right, which was Bulldoze for the purpose of dropping the Iron Bundle, the only reason that I was even able to do that was because the Iron Bundle wasn't booster speed. And then because it wasn't booster speed, despite the fact it gets like a billion bulk from being in snow, I was allowed to just like take advantage of it.
Having him on like Slow King or something though, that is like much more versatile.
I like Slow King,
different type.
I just don't think it actually is good for setting Chilly Reception. Also, obviously, it shares the weaknesses with Iron Bundle.
That's it.
It's a water type.
Oh yeah, but Snover's an ice type, which is just objectively worse.
Iron Bundle's only weak to fighting fighting and rock, I guess. That's as many shared weaknesses to Snover as shared weaknesses with Slow King.
True.
That's because
Slow King just has that versatility, though. It can set Trick Room. It can do some offensive things, you know.
I think it's
Chilly
a very
Reception.
good
I think is good because it's like
I just don't know if it is slow U-turn with like Chilly Reception is not slow U-turn. It's not negative priority. It's neutral priority.
Right. It's just slow because it's
Slow King slow. Yeah. Because obviously last gen Slow King had teleport, which was negative priority. That was very strong. Though I don't know if it was ever legal in VGC. I know it was legal in singles though. Jordan and CodeAmarin. Oh god, this game. Just
Jordan had a season.
Jordan was playing
it's not over.
Like chess, right?
Yeah.
You know,
the
we're all
first 6
here.
games were just so brutal, like in his favor.
Yeah, we see. Okay, well, you know, I need to stop the count, quote unquote, stop the count. So you know, I'll just sack my Pokemon. Oh wait, no, actually, let's just thinking on it. What if I just didn't actually respect that's such a strong guy? I think it does wind up working out as it winds up living, and the Terra Water on, I'm forgetting what the Pokemon was called, on Wo-Chien winds up being a very unfortunate play, as it disables any other ability to run Protect. We see the Acid Spray come out to put the Belly Bolt in a position where it is either switching or dying, and we just see checkmate. The Terra Glass and I think Covert Cloak with the Flower Veil Florges just cannot be stopped from here. Might have been Covert Cloak, might have been Clear Amulet, I forget which. But it just sits here, it clicks Calm Mind, and then it wins the game. It doesn't matter what CodeAmarin does. They never need to risk getting like a charge crit from Belly Bolt, because they can just bulk until they are able to get the Oko into Belly Bolt.
Yeah, really, really strong performance for Florges here. Florges was a very good mon this season.
It definitely had a good season. I think it's a mon that really appreciates what your team can do with Terastallization, because it has very good defensive traits that are, damaged by the fact that its physical defense is not very good. But if you pair it with like the right stuff, you can very easily just sit on anything.
Did this match go to timer? Is that what happened in this one? I think so, right?
No, maybe. I thought timer in VGC just made you click your first move in the order.
Well, did CodeAmarin just quit at the end, or did it go to time?
Lost due to inactivity. Okay. Yeah, I don't like Tyrant.
Because it might have been winnable, right? Maybe? Question mark? No, maybe not, right? Yeah.
It gets to a cube by Moonblast. It can't Leech Seed. Pollen Puff isn't doing enough damage.
Yeah, it can't Leech Seed.
What, sorry?
Yeah, you're right. It can't Leech Seed, so yeah, it's over anyway. Yeah.
Like it's definitely over. There's no out there, and I think like Jordan positioned himself very well to get to that position. And like identifying that win condition in prep, and then also, you know, getting the right positioning to execute that. Where with having removed the other Pokemon, I am just Cloyster, having removed Cloyster, because like seeing Scizor isn't on the team, and then having removed Cloyster, being like, okay, well, Poltergeist is in the back. I can use my offensive ability to remove it. But you know, when it's just Wo-Chien, Fungus, and Bellybolt, knowing that it's just over, and then you know, knowing when to click go on that, and when to be using Taunt with Floatzel against when to be going for the Ice Spinners that we also saw coming out. Definitely quite strong, but certainly no Clear Smoke helped. Sped up the game, but I think it was probably one anyways. BB Braff. I promise that we are not trying to bully Colby. It's just that this game was very funny. Speaking of checkmate, this is like that thing where you move the kingside pawn in chess, where there's like the turn 4 mate or whatever that you can do. Am I speaking English?
Not my kind of English.
Oh wait, this wasn't even the one.
Ooh,
wait, that wasn't the game. Oh no, I think I put the wrong replay. I meant to put the one where the Iron Valiant clicked Calm Mind and then never died.
That can't be the right one because he got smoked.
Yeah, I think I accidentally put the wrong replay in. So for context, when I first picked them up, I just picked all of the replays up, and then just like copy pasted them. But I guess I must have just pulled the wrong one up. I am sorry. I am going to pull the right one up.
You essentially wanted the one where Raph did that, but it worked.
Yeah. Because it was a similar checkmate thing. What's the super early checkmate strategy? What's it called? The Fool's Mate. I
truly don't know. Okay, there you go.
The Fool's Mate is the fastest checkmate possible. You move your White must move their G pawn up 2 squares and their F pawn up 1 or 2 squares in the first 2 consecutive moves, and then they have to counter, and then you bring the queen in and the king can't move. Funnily enough, called the King's Gambit, which is ironic with the bishop on the team. Let me find this actual game though.
As you find it, I just want to talk about why Iron Valiant is so good.
That's funny, because I didn't see much evidence of that. What did we see in this game?
I think, okay, here's the thing. I think even though it's very expensive, it's not your centerpiece, if that makes sense. It's not like the Mon that is going to, like, you're going to come out and try to support it every game. Like, sometimes it's going to be that Pokemon. Sometimes it's going to be the support Pokemon. Sometimes it's going to set Trick Room. Sometimes it's going to use Wide Guard against those teams that like to spam Disquake or something like that. Just the versatility of it is what makes it so strong.
Aren't there other versatile Pokemon that are not incredibly frail?
There's nothing that's that versatile that can also do crazy physical or special attack damage.
Was this game 1? This was game 1. I think I meant to do literally any other game in that series, because both game 2 and 3 were quite strong for... I can't
see what you're seeing, but I think
I will pass you the link.
Okay.
Here's the game. I gotta turn the music off. Click fast. Hit play. Romy. We see Romy. I think just go for follow me. Get the Calm Mind off. The Dual Wing Beat comes out into Romy, and it lives it pretty easily. Gets a Citrus Berry off. Oh yeah, that's right. They burn the Fake Out into Protect, and then the Dual Wing Beat also into the same Protect. Obviously, when you're able to blunder that much of your opponent's pieces at that early of a position in the game, it's quite strong. Kodamaron does reveal to be bringing an actual Psychic on Goth, which was not always on the sets, so that obviously does wind up favoring, but the +1 Iron Valiant with Life Orb, especially with the Terra Fairy, is just able to muscle through the entire team and also just take hits so much better than Kodamaran was prepping for. It wound up dominating both game 2 and 3 after getting a better idea of what it was that Colby was bringing.
Yeah, this is a good example of like supporting the Iron Valiant so that it can go off offensively. I just feel like you can't rely on that. It's not reliable to do that every week.
No, but being able to identify, when a Pokemon works is how you can take good advantage of low tiers. In fact, I made a good video with Colby about that.
The Psyshock was very good, also. Good bring.
For sure. Obviously, a very common sort of bring against Iron Moth. I mean, you wouldn't ever see you wouldn't be expecting to see an Iron Moth play against an Iron Valiant anytime soon, right?
Nope, we're not talking about that. We're going to cut this from the video.
We're going to cut this from the video. We're going to remove it. Just delete it.
This is listening.
So Raymond and the Apex Lola Marowaks.
What
the
a
draft
coach
order.
Raymond is.
Raymond is a bully, taking all the Pokemon I wanted, the immediate pick before I did.
He's got the Wigglytuff here. Shouts out to James. His favorite
Shouts
Pokemon.
out to James. James's favorite Pokemon, Wigglytuff.
He loves
The Doctor. It's funny because the turn 1 does not go particularly well. Not particularly poorly, but not particularly well. But then the turn 2, just a very bold play. Okay. I'm just going to bulldoze. I don't really mind. D-Knight gets to come in basically for free. It gets to do the funny Terra Flying. And bam. And the Medicham is gone. Wisp comes out, but it comes out into Qian Power, which, obviously Wisping Qian Power is good, but not as consistent as removing Dragonite, especially as the Qian Power reveals it to be a more support-oriented set.
Yeah, when you see that Icy Wind come out, you're like, oh, well, I read the wrong one, and I lose because of it.
Yeah, Roaring Moon was probably dying to Qian Power.
Yeah.
But it didn't help. On that turn, bringing the Qian Power in at that time to be able to make sure Medicham dies. It doesn't matter if you are max HP and trying to set up Trick Room or whatever you have, because at that point, Sylveon could well have been in the back. Just bring in Qian Power to get that secure, to take advantage of that, to also preserve the Iron Treads, because at this point it has been intimidated, and being able to reset it means that it has a whole new lease on life. So that is...
Yeah, the switches early kind of just sealed the deal for Ray. Really good positioning here. So, yeah, nice job, Ray. Ugh, who's this guy?
I don't know, not a guy, but Electrical Mancini the Amazing. That sounds like it sure would be a YouTube channel that I would love to subscribe to. Though I can't imagine this is a particularly innovative. This is a fun series. I don't know.
Yeah,
Game
this
1
was
I think
awesome.
was not very fun.
Did you know that this is what I was gonna pick going into?
No, I had no idea what you were going to pick. Obviously, I hadn't played my Week 7 yet. I thought my Week 6 was actually a very good candidate.
There was quite a few. Like when you have a really strong season, there's a lot of options, right? But this one was really
5-2 is not the crazy strong season.
It's a good season. Come on.
It looked like a really good season when I was 4-0, and then I went to a 1-2. I feel like if you're a 5-2 player, you're kind of like terrible. Like I feel like that's just the sign that you don't know how to play the game. That you really maybe shouldn't be making videos analyzing other people's plays.
Yeah, maybe you're right. That seems to be the common thinking in this collection of people we have here.
Yeah, I feel like 5-2 players just should not be making these sorts of judgments about other people. They were clearly not on the right level. I think it's very funny how just far apart our like plus minus and our set ratio is, and our KD diff, despite having the same record.
Yeah,
it's like 1.43 versus 2. And then I am slightly above Camo, I think entirely off of head-to-head, despite somehow having such a different set ratio. I feel like I 2-0'd a couple of games, but I might have only done it twice. I definitely went to game 3 a lot, that's fair.
I went to game 3 a lot. The beginning of the season was a lot of close games for me. So physical toxicity was really cool.
I brought that twice. The other time it got absolutely clapped by Heatwave. from Salazzle. Physical toxicity, dude. I had an incredible season at the start of last gen, bringing like offensive toxicity in a singles league. It wound up going like 22-5. So definitely had a good season. Yeah, this play here where I am like, okay, so Azumarill, there are two things I need to cover here. One is a switch into Hydreigon, and the other one is a switch into Donphan. And when I see the genuinely, when I see the Donphan come in, I'm like, it's too good, it's too good. And you know, I set out this paralysis ages ago, and I'm like slamming in these Aqua Jets that I forgot. For a little bit of context, Luminion got picked up after I prepped, and I had not changed my toxicity to be faster than it at +1. But it was designed to be faster at +2 than like Flutter Mane, so that I could use the para or a shift gear boost to get faster than it.
Yeah.
And you know, being able to get to this position where I can just you know, wham at it and you know, have toxicity sit on the field the entire game was very fun.
Yeah, not bad prep for a terrible 5-2 coach.
Yeah.
Right.
I put all of the credit on Jace. I don't know if I prepped with Jace this week. I definitely prepped with Jace some of the weeks. But I credit Jace with all of the games, especially the ones that I lost.
Jace, we love you. Come back. We miss you.
Jace is on to better and bolder things. Dude, I should do a video with Jace just so that I can plug like Jace's play. Though I guess it's towards the end of the musical. Definitely once the public like video release of it drops, I should plug it. And Casey. Speaking of,
enjoyed watching Casey this season. I feel like Casey had a good season.
Casey had some really, really good games. Now, Casey, unfortunately, also paired them with a couple bonehead games, which I think is why Casey did not wind up having the most success this season. I think there were a few games that Casey lost which kind of hurt to watch, but a lot of the other series were really, really good.
Yeah, I feel like this team is just fun. It's just a fun team.
Like I was definitely looking at getting this. Like I was at the point where I was like, okay, am I getting Goldengo or am I going like Indeedee and then just picking Arm Rouge when it gets back to me? And you know, it's such a strong pick for Wheel. And then I remembered my previous season where Arm Rouge did nothing. I think it won one game where I turned into it and gave it a weakness policy. And that was the only time it did something. And so then I decided, I will not do Indeedee Arm Rouge. So Casey, very powerful Pawmot Tinkaton lead. I feel like they revealed so little of what their plan was and got so much. Was this game 1? This is game 2. Okay, I think Casey had won game 1 at this point as well. But you know, basically completely denying their opponent's ability to make any plays that impact the game whatsoever. Even as Haxon, Pancake is, you know, trying very, very firmly to like get position Annihilate to get value out, utilizing the right switches and the right offense with Indeedee to functionally trivialize the Crocodile entirely. Getting that Drain Punch coming out, going for this Declean here to bait the spread move from Crook, and ideally the Rage Fist then, and then getting the Protect after seeing the double Protect come out, and burning the Rage Fist into that Indeedee, saving the Hawlucha, who is able to just clean up the game from there, was super, super strong play that I really love seeing.
Yeah, the Hawlucha was pretty strong this season. I mean, when you have Psychic Seed, it always helps, but...
Actually, didn't they win? Like, at this point, I'm like, wait, this Annihilate's going kind of crazy, huh? I think it did win. Oh yeah, no, it did. It still takes so much.
The Annihilate did go kind of crazy, but it also just got ignored while all its friends died.
Yeah, I mean, boosting your own Rage Fist with Earthquake is cool, except for the fact that it still took a lot of damage from that.
Right.
God, that Pawmot was crazy strong. Because Iron Fist doesn't even boost Double Shock. Imagine making an Iron Fist Pokemon, giving them a signature move that very easily could be a punch, and then not making it boosted by Iron Fist.
Yeah.
Game Freak. So ultimately, I would like to suggest that the physical conference was pretty strong. There was just the two chuckleheads with Goldango and Iron Valiant, who maybe we should take a second look at. And even worse, in the special conference, they decided to make them both the same player. Thank you all for watching. Thanks a million to Daddy for hopping on. Somehow, this wound up going even longer than the previous one. I think because we were too good. I think Braff is a lot better at keeping me off tangents, but certainly Ferrat had a very big season of Spider-Man pointing meme. .gif.
Well, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun, as always.
Why didn't you make content this season?
I was too busy. They put me in a different role at work. I was the disciplinarian for a little while, so that combined with having a child that's almost 2, like
that's
I just
why
didn't
you
have
were
any
being so
feedback.
aggressive towards Sam.
Yeah, exactly. Taking out my frustrations on him. You know?
No, I mean the disciplinarian bit.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, just kind of a busy, and I also wanted to spend more time on prep. I feel like I did the thing where I hosted different people every week, which was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot. But it was also like too many cooks in the kitchen, you know. Like I feel like I didn't have time to really build an identity with my teams because I was just like having other people look and like I don't know. You know the ins and outs of your own team a lot better than everybody else, right? So
I do. Okay, I'm glad to hear it.
Do my own thing this season, you know.
I think that means that next season you should just make a video with me every week.
Yeah, I think next season, because I am on summer break now, so I got nothing going on. I think I'm going to try to do a little more content.
Do we have a schedule?
For next season?
Yeah.
Do you mean? No, but we usually start, a week or 2 after the previous season, so should be starting in July, I would think.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here. That was the sneak peek. Why'd you always lion?